And we are go.
We live?
We are live.
Picking you up.
Yep. Everything is good.
Tight.
Alright, Coffee Regular. Season 2, Episode 4.
Season 2, Episode 4.
Yeah.
It's next level.
First Coffee Tonic of the season, my friend.
It's a beautiful day out. It's probably, 65 maybe? I don't know, like around
It'll be 70 today, I think.
Yeah, nice breeze, beautiful sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone seems to be in a good mood so far that I've encountered.
We just rolled a little bit.
We just rolled. It's
Super
great.
nice.
Did some flowing, did some leg locking, some fuckery.
Yeah.
It was good. It always puts you in a better headspace to roll.
Definitely.
For sure.
And the Coffee Tonic is popping.
Oh,
It's
God,
good stuff.
It's strong, but it's savory and delicious. And
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is,
this is it.
a friend of mine sent me an article years ago. Said these are big in Europe. I've heard that sounds like something you would drink. And Coffee Tonic, the way I do it, Fever Tree Indian tonic water, cold pressed coffee, and I usually do like a mixture of like a medium roast and a dark roast of whatever I have. 24 hours in my coffee press in the fridge, and then agave. So you put the agave, you put the Indian tonic water, and you put the cold brew on top, and it mixes all together.
So if you don't, it's hard to explain, but if you don't love coffee, but you still want a refreshing, buzzy beverage, I guess.
Yeah, it tones it down a little bit. Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe I just said buzzy beverage.
Well, it is carbonated.
It is. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's light, but also the caffeination is fucking nice too. The cold brew and everything sets in.
Yeah, the flavor is amazing. You can't describe it.
Yeah, it's not.
First time I fed one of these to you, I'm like, you just have to try it.
And I did, and I was like, I don't know what to think about that. Because it has the sourness of what coffee is supposed to have, but it takes away entirely the bitterness.
And it has
is gone, but it still has an aftertaste of coffee.
Yeah, and the agave mixes really well with coffee.
Yeah.
So it has this weird sweetness to it, and it's bubbly, and you're like, wow.
And it rounds out kind of the bitterness of the coffee. But with the nice effervescence of the atomic water, it's super nice and refreshing. I could drink 10 of them if it were hot as shit.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy to
face down and dead, but
you'd knock these back, you'd be done. Yeah.
That good. You gotta be open-minded too, to be like, what the fuck, tonic water, whatever.
Yeah.
Get good tonic water, get the Indian tonic water.
Fever Tree Indian tonic water is the best. I've done a lot of experimentation.
Yeah, so get the right tonic water, because if you just try it with some fucking Schweppes or something,
not as good.
It's not gonna be
not as good.
Splurge on the tonic, and then get some, what did you get, Chameleon, or what was the cold brew? What was the cold brew? Did you press it yourself?
I'll press it myself. Yeah.
So
I press my own stuff, but I have the Chameleon glass jar.
Yeah.
I like that glass jar, but no, I try to do my own stuff. So it's usually
press your own coffee.
Yeah. 24 hours.
Have
boom.
a bulk agave thing, and then splurge on the Indian water or the tonic water, because you need that. Treat yourself.
It's good. It's worth it. Just have it on the weekends.
Treat yourself. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice 10 a.m. on a beautiful Saturday, Sunday morning. Step out on the patio, coffee tonic, boom. Listen to Coffee Regular.
Perfect. There it is.
You're set.
All right, so what are we getting into today, Cheney? What do we got?
God, I don't know. I think we're just kind of flowing in.
We're just kind of talking about whatever.
Yeah, we were talking kind of mid-rolling even. Just kind of reading between the lines, that just kind of popped up. What that kind of means to us or something, I guess. People put out a lot of positive stuff, people put out a lot of negative stuff. People spend a lot of time reading in between the lines and picking apart the negative stuff and finding more negative stuff, and then people just let the positive shit sit, and they don't even think about picking it apart, when they could spend the energy picking it apart and finding good stuff. They spend the energy on the shitty stuff, you know what I mean?
You find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's the downside of the scientific method of, if you know anything about the scientific method, it's literally you have to search for one thing, and that's what's statistically relevant of your study. And you have all these sort of auxiliary things that you come up with, but then you have to do a different study on those.
Yeah.
But you have to find what you're looking for. And so as a mindset, if you're negative, you're going to find negative stuff. If you're positive, you're going to find positive stuff. People don't know how to switch. They very much aren't aware. So take for instance, I was getting a lot of weird, like, negative thoughts in my head, and my mind was jumbled. So I got the opportunity to do, like, a 37-hour fast. Like, I can't do much more than that. But, like, my daughter was gone on a camping trip, and I was alone. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to eat until tomorrow. I wish I would have thought of it earlier, because it could have been a 48. But, oh well. But, you know, I hit about 20 hours, and my brain starts to clear out.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Oh, I love that part.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and my metabolism's stupid, because I trained, too. I did a pretty good training session, so I kind of accelerated. I turned, like, a day and a half into 3 days, basically, with a good training session. And, yeah, my mind cleared out. I feel a ton better. Lost, like, 6 pounds.
Boom.
It was nuts. Like, that's freaky. I lose weight fast. But because I knew I had some negativity in my head, and I couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a good thing to do. Yep. So I cleared myself out, and it's gone, and I'm cool now. Yep. But now I'm finding more positive things, because I'm happy and I'm positive.
That's super interesting, because I think I did like 48-ish in March or so, or something like that. And I cut it short. It was like on a Sunday, I believe, because my grandfather died. And I was like, fuck this, I'm going to buy a steak.
You're in the spirit world, man.
I was like, God damn it. Like, I'm not into it. So I was trying to go for 72, but 48, I was like, cool, I'm cool with 48.
Yeah, 48
I'm pissed off now. So, so I'm going to go eat something and cry. But again, now, like where I am now, for the past year and a half or so, like I've been on a like generic Zoloft type shit.
Oh.
So and I'm tapering off of that, and I'm done.
I thought you were just training better and eating more.
Yeah,
better.
no, that's the thing. Like, I found my habits to do that, and now I'm transitioning off of it, and I still have those habits, and I'm still able to build on them, and I feel fucking great. So,
good.
Yeah,
good.
I don't feel bad at all, and I'm just in a way better place than I was when I started it. So now it's just easy. It's all good.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
very cool.
People out there, if you need some of that type of help, get it. If you need it, try it out. If it fits, do it.
But in the way you used it as a jump point,
of
make me aware of myself a little happier.
Yeah.
But then don't depend on it as a crutch. You just use it as a open the door, understand it, develop good habits, and then taper off.
I was in a really bad place. I had established really terrible habits. So I know I needed time away from that and to get away from that. And I needed to get above that. So now I'm in a much more secure, like, mental place and everything and all around. So and I'm able to recognize that and feed off of that, as opposed to like let everything consume me.
You really are. You really like you were not good for a while.
I was hurting, man.
No, I mean, to clarify our relationship to everyone listening, we don't pry.
Yeah.
I'm good at reading people, so I pick a lot up, and I'll just kind of ask him stuff, but I don't pry.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't know he was on some Zoloft. I didn't know how bad he was. I knew he was off.
Yeah.
And I was just sort of supportive about that.
Yeah.
But that's as far as it goes.
Right.
So it's not like we're having, like, this is new to me, too.
Yeah. Well, no, if I were like fucking like on the edge or something, I'd be like, yo, like, I'd be like, yo, fucking this. Like, but it was never at that point, even ever. Like, there was nothing ever like that.
No.
I was consumed in like this negative thought.
Yeah,
process
the loop gets you, man. You got to break that positive feedback loop.
And now I just have, and it gave me time above that to just recognize things and recognize sources of negativity that I didn't realize were sources of negativity.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. And even that can be like hard to break off, or like realize.
It can.
Or just even realize it, or just separate it and, do something about it too, like in a healthy way, and not just be like, oh fuck.
Well, true. I mean, positive feedback loop. Let me clarify what that is. It's a heater with no thermostat. So it's your heater's turned on 90 and it's stuck there.
Yeah.
That's the positive feedback loop. A negative feedback loop is a thermostat that you can adjust the heat. So if you're stuck in the positive feedback loop, it doesn't mean that it's positive.
Right.
It just means that there's no exit.
Yeah.
Or like pregnancy is a positive feedback loop. The only way to get rid of pregnancy is to expel the child and give birth. Then you're done. Yeah. But you have to break the loop.
Speaking of, my sister just gave birth to my nephew.
Oh, finally.
Over the weekend, yeah.
Cool.
5'3".
Nice.
Yeah, and some weird thing, like Fifth Third Bank, I guess, was like going around to every baby that day and like giving them $1,000 bond to start their college and shit. And I was
Heck
like,
yeah.
and he scored that, and I was like, damn, that's next level generosity. That's cool. Like,
that's a great way to start life, though, right there, man.
Yeah,
Cool.
I was like, what? Sweet.
Just like good luck is just you.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
And I got to go, and so this is another thing, like, with the Zolofty deal, it was hard for me to feel negative things. It was hard for me to, like, feel that.
I'm so high all the time.
Yeah, I was like, that's not right either, though. You know, I was like,
yeah, that's not good.
And
like,
and I was still on it at the point when my grandfather died initially, and I was upset.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and I was
That
upset,
sucks.
but I wasn't upset.
Yeah, like,
And I was like, oh,
there,
shit.
that was trapped somewhere. In
Yeah,
there.
so that was a really big kickoff. So there's another story that ties in this. But, like, coming back through, like, the good thing, I guess, so he passed away in Florida. They shipped him up here, and they, like, put him on ice for a while, I guess, to preserve everything before everyone went to the funeral. Like, he died on, right, in, like, March.
Yeah, formaldehyde thing. Yeah.
Then we had the funeral on April 27th.
Dang!
So, yeah.
So you waited.
So we waited a while.
I gotcha.
But that was my window to start.
That was your
weaning
window
off of
to wean off and then actually be able to feel the feels
Yeah,
by the time.
and then we went down the funeral, and I felt, and it was great. It was
I tell you, your grandpa planned ahead, man. Even even there, he like, I gotta give Mike the gap so he can properly grieve.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Dude? Yeah. So then the funeral was like very cleansing and healthy. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but then so this is weird. It ties back to a year prior, right? So, well, I guess 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much the
3.
entirety of our relationship. Yeah.
About 3 years actually. So yeah, it was 3 really.
Yeah.
In that terrible relationship, my grandfather on my dad's side passed away, and I was just so far gone and like depressed, anxious, weird, so so fucking, and I couldn't feel shit then. So I was like, I knew that was a problem.
Yeah.
So that was a recognition point. That was another recognition point for me to like leave that relationship and blah blah blah. Like, but those unfortunate events birthed some positive things.
Well, it's all what you make of it, man.
Yeah. And
You
I always know I have to like start digging into stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's the opportunity to dig. Okay, so like, we'll lighten this up a little bit, but I'll relate it to what we were talking about while we were rolling.
Yeah.
About concepts and failing. Of, like, you can kind of crisscross that with Jiu Jitsu and apply it back and forth. And you had to become aware of an idea, and you have to try it
yeah.
to figure out, like, what works, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, just becoming aware of you're in a shitty place, you're in a shitty relationship, something needs to change, but the fact that you became aware of it and then had to dive in and take the opportunity to change it,
Yeah.
is very much like learning a new grip.
That's literally, I think Jiu Jitsu saved that, one of
The
the
thought
cliches,
process of it?
Jiu Jitsu saved my life or whatever, like,
Yeah.
that
But it gave...
it gave me the thought process and, like, the analytical process to, like, look at it from the outside point of view and be like, okay, this, and this is a problem, this, and needs to change, and then do it.
But
And that was a painful process to recognize, like, you fucked up this, you fucked up this, you gotta, you really hurt this, or, so that, like, self-realization point, and then just gotta bite into that and fucking make it good, like, right? So
now going back, I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
Because I remember the change in you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I asked you, I said, what happened? And you're like, of course you noticed.
So there's another tie-in.
Yeah.
A few months after my grandfather died, I was still in that relationship. So it was the tail end of it.
Yeah.
But my best friend died.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. He passed away from just complications from chemo and cancer and just terrible stuff, and just,
That's hard.
earth-shaking.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, holy shit, it just tossed me on my head. So that's when I totally cleaned house and just...
Also something he doesn't share with people. I kind of vaguely heard about that.
Yeah.
But then I could tell in your mood, like just how you were, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. So, without, again, earth-shattering moments can bring positive things sometimes.
But also the epitome of, as a teacher, of you leave the outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the time, we weren't hanging out a lot. So we only saw each other in class.
Yeah, we didn't do podcasts.
We didn't do podcasts or just hang out.
Yeah,
none of that stuff. And so I could tell something was off, but you very clearly said, teaching is teaching, life is life. I'm not bringing this shit in here, which is I respect the hell out of.
Yeah, at that time, like, I refused to, like, pollute that environment with my shit. Because I saw that shit happen, prior, so I'm like, hell no.
No, not bringing it in.
Like,
and that's tough to do, man.
Oh, yeah, I had terrible days. Like, so many days, like, I wanted to leave or not be there, or, whatever, but...
but you're like, show up to work.
Yeah, at the same time, it was so therapeutic.
Yeah.
Like, again, that's another way, like, I learned so much about my jiu-jitsu there in that period. Or just my grappling and my fighting style, I guess. Or I guess that was a shift that changed. Like,
and with the way in that it's not about you.
Right.
That if you're there teaching, it's not about you. But then you open the door to be able to learn a shit ton about yourself because you were able to put that stuff aside.
But it also helped me let other people in.
Yeah.
Like, and like, allow other people to help me. And, like, even if they didn't realize they were helping me, it was just
the physical contact of it. And just
It was just my own, just like, I'm allowing them to help me by them saying this to me. Otherwise, I just like tell them to shut the fuck up. Or, like,
Yep.
But yeah, it was very therapeutic, I think. And then that kind of relates back to, like, the mental health episode and, like, the Stigma deal. I think and it's funny just because, like, I think jiu-jitsu people in general have, like, the stigma of just, like, they're kind of weirdos. Like,
yeah, I mean, martial artists,
I love it. Like,
people, the martial artists, like, and there's classes, there's sort of different branches off, but you got to have a screw loose to really be into it anyway.
Oh, to stay in it?
To get in it, and then to stay in it, you really, like, something's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad or whatever, like, something's there.
Well, that's all on what you do with it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to embrace that chemical imbalance and use it for good.
Yeah.
No.
But, yeah, like, it's very interesting parallels between... So, I had a very positive, wonderful upbringing. I didn't really have bad shit happen to me. I grew up in a bubble. Like, that's just how it was. And then I didn't really start to experience necessarily, like, loss or terrible decision making until later.
Yeah.
But growing up in that bubble, it just wasn't. I was able to train in what I thought was a positive environment at the time, but it was just, again, it was just head to the grindstone, train.
You were able to sort of not notice the negativity.
Yeah, so, like,
because you didn't have a reference point. So,
but then it allowed me to make a life coping mechanism before I needed it.
Oh, very good.
So, like, when I knew I was getting smashed, getting fucked up, I knew when, like, not to panic. And I knew, like, if I could apply that just mentally, if I could just get that idea in my brain, and that really helped for a long time. That was, like, why I didn't need medicine for a long time. I didn't do it until I was 20 whatever. And I only did it for a year. Like, so...
Oh, that is a cool confirmation for me to hear you say that, because, like, that is a discussion I had with my daughter. She started, I mean, she's been training since before she was born, but she started jiu-jitsu when she was 7. Yeah. And when she was 8, she quit for a little while, just for a summer. And getting her to go back, I mean, I made her, for one, when I made her quit in person.
Yeah.
So you got to go talk to Vitor, and you got to say it. And it crushed her, and she cried, and Vitor hugged her, and, like, that sold me on Vitor forever.
Yeah.
Like, I love that guy. Like, the way he handled that, it was the most positive, wonderful thing. But when I was getting her to go back, I said, when school starts up, we're going back.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not a demand. It's not I'm not, like, forcing her back in. Like, we sit down and we talk about it and we lay it out. And she's like, why? I said, because your life's easy, kid. I said, you have the perfect freaking childhood. Like, so you need something hard. Because when she quit, she said, it's so hard. And it is. It's hard. And I was like, that's why you have to do it.
Yep.
And, like, exactly what you said. It gave you a coping mechanism, an ability to make it through before you even knew what you were preparing for.
Yeah, before I needed it.
Before you needed it, and that's really what I want.
Yep.
As a parent, to prepare my kid for.
And that's literally, like, why I'll tell people, like, jiu-jitsu before fucking baseball, or, like, put them in, like, I had, speaking of, like, little girl, she was, like, was starting tennis, or something, and she like came by. She's like, "Oh, this is my last class," and she gave me a hug, and I was like, "That's fine." And I was like, if you come back, like, you're always welcome to come back. Like, tennis is fun. I like playing tennis. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh fuck, like put a negative image. Like, whenever she was there, we always had fun, and hopefully she decides to come back and play ball sometimes. Maybe she'll have some new skills, new footwork, or something that she can implement into Jiu Jitsu or something.
Tennis footwork and Olympic Taekwondo footwork, at least old school, very much the same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like, that's the thing. Like, when you're a kid, try everything, do everything, but also do Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, but also do Jiu Jitsu.
I think that
as
wrestling should be your staple. That should be like, if you have a fight with your kid.
Wrestling, I'm come and go with though, because of the competition.
You need to be a different type of parent with wrestling than you do Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, well, because wrestling is still steeped in competition, whereas Jiu Jitsu you can just go to class.
So there's more camps and things like now. So like when I was,
is it different now?
Yeah, when I was young, there was just like competitions and shit. Like there were plenty of camps and shit, but now it's like you can go to like a workshop at like a different high school. It's almost like cross training. Like it's more so promoted.
Okay, because
club stuff is more promoted. Like,
I'm big on training for the sake of training.
Yep.
Rather than training for the sake of competing, because just growing up in a competition environment, I love competing, but I don't know anyone that I competed with that still trains. Because as soon as they couldn't compete, they were done.
Right. Yeah.
And like, I don't like that. It's a lifelong activity.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I like at least start, or I mean, competition's cool, but like, don't stop.
Yeah.
It's not training to compete. So
especially Jiu-Jitsu. Like, you have masters like fucking 8 and everything. Like, you can, if you're 90, you can go sign up.
Elio Gracie taught a private lesson the week he died.
Yeah. And that's what
like, he rolled the day he died.
I posted, or I was thinking about posting something like, man, dying in a gi would be pretty cool. Like, just getting one last choke out. Fucking that's it.
I mean, that might be what happened, but I know, like, I would have, like, what Henner said something about he rolled the day he passed.
Yeah.
Like, he was training.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's perfect.
The goal. That's like, if I had one overall goal, it would be longevity. It would be, but like, there would be great things along the way, or like big titles, or hopefully, but that's not like the thing.
But in the end, man, if you can just still actually relevantly be able to share with other people, and still be able to move that well and explain that well, and your brain works that good,
next level.
And then you can go and just play around with your grandson, like. That's it, man. That is super honorable.
Honor. Like, to honor your craft for so long that you can do it till the day you die.
Yeah. That's where it's at, man.
That's respect to your art.
Yeah. But I mean, that's, for me, that's always been the goal. Training wise, and I'm trying to pass that on.
Yeah.
Even,
it's like, it's almost like people like look for the next youngest phenom, which is great. Like, it's great that young people are doing so well and this and that, but like, just shine a little light on like that 50-year-old dude who's out there who's been doing it for 20 years maybe now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, you got to read Dick Van Dyke's his book called Just Keep Moving. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Keep Moving. It's sort of the follow-up to his biography. And so it goes from like kind of where his biography left off until now. But he's like, it's basically just like how he stayed awesome for so long.
Yeah.
And it's actually really cool. And he says that a lot. He's like, people need to get credit for being old.
Yeah.
Like, it's an amazing
Palance,
thing.
Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He was doing one-arm push-ups on like the Emmy stage or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's badass.
That was freaking awesome. And he did a lot of them too.
Gnarly,
I remember that.
Fucker. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. He was the man. That's Curly from
City Slickers.
City Slickers, yeah.
But then again, like, parallels back to my grandfather. He was 97. He was kicking it.
He was the man, dude.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, I respect the shit out of it because he passed on his own terms. He was happy.
That's the goal too, man. Is on your own terms. Don't get taken by something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. And if you are taken by something, get taken by something epic.
Make it hard, yeah. Do
Komodo
it.
Dragons. Something sweet.
That's some James Bond shit.
I'd go out there with a fucking suit of armor and a katana, and just run on that Komodo island and just fucking go at it.
You know when there's a story of when Musashi died. They say he died of a stomach cancer, but he said he knew he was about to die. He said, "Stand me up and give me my sword." And he held his sword, and he died.
Fuck yeah. Live and die by the sword.
That's pretty much what he was going for, yeah.
If there's anyone that would, it would be him. But yeah, like, that's the goal. Put me in a gi, wrap me up, I'm out.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Whether I'm 45 or 95, whatever. I want to be training.
Hundreds of years old, my friend.
That'd be
Hundreds.
nice. That'd be tight.
So
Goals.
I don't know. Where else are we going today then? So
there's a lot of
it's
stuff
a little
there.
kind of a mental health issue.
Yeah, kind of just bumping back into that. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So
Oh, perfect.
boom.
Okay, then we're good.
Yeah. If I'm not, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Well,
So there you go. That's
it is
nice
now.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that's like changing of seasons and spring. That's a nice cleansing thing.
Spring is wonderful.
Therapeutic at all. You know, just get that shit out. You know,
Need
this
the sunshine.
podcast has turned into like a very therapeutic thing. Like, you know, whether it's talking about shit or just like failing. You know, just talk about failing. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like that's great. It just makes you embrace that.
Well, talking about failing is I don't know, that moves into it. When we were rolling, we were kind of talking about that. You said you've been working on like getting out of stuff. And, you know, everything's an opportunity kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Like, you have to make your jiu-jitsu an entire circle. It can't just be one element. It has to either be a reaction, negation, or some type of recognition. You know, like what we were kind of speaking about. Everything has to be like deliberate, whether it's random or not. Like, you have to be deliberately putting a hook there, whether it immediately has a purpose or not.
Yeah, something you got to be stable.
Yeah.
You know,
So
contact.
So you
maintain your
have to,
connection.
yeah, and that's the thing. You're always constantly checking your mind and your P's and Q's, checking your gauges. You know, like making sure everything's going smooth. Because you know certain things have to happen for this, and this, or what your short-term goal is, which would be like a sub or something like that, or sweep even. Like,
if you're going for something in particular, you need to be setting that up, but you also need to be stable, because what if that doesn't work? You have to adjust.
Like what next? Like, you can't just have like, oh, shot that, and then like not have a second step.
Yeah, because everything can flow into everything else. So like you have your straight route, but if you don't get there, you have to like whichever way you're knocked off, you can get back in.
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, and that's what people. It's hard to understand, or hard to make people understand when I'm talking about flowing that way. It's hard to like get in the sync with your partner, but once you do, you're almost like one thing. You're one moving organism,
moving as a unit.
But it's circular. It's cyclical. It's that you're always kind of churning.
Well, I mean, it's very much a flow state.
Absolutely.
Even when we were just flow rolling, we definitely hit flow state.
We didn't. I didn't accomplish anything aside from a flow state. I didn't accomplish a move or a particular. I didn't accomplish like a sweep or like a goal like maneuver or position that I wanted. Like,
no,
we're
but
just moving.
I couldn't pass your freaking guard. You accomplished something.
That's the thing. Like that was flow state.
That was flow.
I was 0% thinking. I was just not letting you get past my certain amount. Not letting you pass these certain points.
Yeah, because even in like I was flowing and like still running into feet like shit.
That's what I'm sort of like working on too. Is just again always having something.
There was always some sort of leverage point there, which was very cool.
Teaching jiu-jitsu, self-defense, kickboxing, like there's the understanding of like filling space in terms of like their thought process. That's a massive thing I try to
how to fill the space.
Yeah, like what is effective space filling and like what's just.
But even that is a concept that's heady as hell, man.
Dude, yeah, it's so hard.
It's hard to explain what that space is.
Yeah.
Because even like I'm beginning to understand it from a grappling standpoint. I understood it from striking.
Right.
But it's a different fill.
Different beast.
It's a very different beast, even though it's the same concept.
Yeah.
So like right off the bat, I knew what it was, but it took me a while to learn how to create space and fill space and what am I
efficiently without getting tired.
But without getting tired, but also just I had to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I kept just kind of create space, fill space. What does that do? Oh, that did something bad. Okay, now, all right, let me put my foot in there this time. Now a knee, or like what does that mean when you shrimp and there's a gap here now? Well,
does
the knee come in? Yeah.
I had a really cool impromptu private yesterday with, like I have like my kids program. I have Ashley, she helps me out, and I don't have enough money to pay her money, so I give her privates with Brooke, and then Ashley Schaefer was there, our
cool.
logoist.
Our logoist, yes, extraordinary.
She was there, so I was hooking her up with that too. But all we talked, I was like, do you have any issues with this? Do you guys want to talk about this? And then we just ended up kind of going about framing and side control. And
Gotcha.
like elbow positioning, and like what you're actually trying to accomplish with framing. And that like blew their minds. And that blew my mind. I was like, fuck yeah, this is tight.
Like, I got it down.
It's so cool.
But yeah, when you're given the opportunity to explain it again, like, it opens you up a lot.
But that's the thing, like, I needed to lay the first layer of foundation. And then we can build on that.
Yeah.
They had to play with the first level, fuck all that up, and when they asked the questions, they're like, this is happening. I'm like, yeah, that's the right mistake.
Like, you're on the right track. You're doing good, yeah.
Here's the next piece. And they're like, oh shit, cool. So I'm hoping that really gets implemented, but it was really cool.
Yeah, no, I've been thinking a lot about, I talk about framing, I've been thinking a lot about elbows and knees. Because that's something you tossed at me a long time ago.
It is
and it's now really starting to work with all the crazy half guard magic that Jake does. And I'm able to understand it because he's a lot of that too. He doesn't say it in the same way. But I'm like, it's the same stuff. It's the same sort of concept, even though he phrases it differently and uses it differently. But I'm able to get it really quick because you put the idea in my head years ago. But yeah, like, I'm starting to understand framing and like when to put the elbow in to get the underhook instead of the hand, and all that.
That's the thing. Like, I think I teach a lot of information in a time period, but that's just exposure. You're gonna marinate with it in your brain. It's gotta marinate, for a long fucking time.
Yeah. You're good at sort of giving that to people at whatever level they can get something out of it at. As you gave it to me pretty high level. You just tossed some pretty serious concepts at me, but you knew I would think about them forever.
And you would do just that.
I would do just
do that,
just
so then
work
I
on
would
it.
understand why it was for that reason.
Yeah, and I would just
I wouldn't have to be like, okay, fuck. Like,
yeah, I would stay on that path, and it's all paying off. Like, I mean,
but yeah, like framing, knee, elbow, all that stuff. Like, you have to think about like just simplifying again, like the human body. Like, mechanics, how the body works, so you know how to immediately make
grasp
things
that
strong for you and make things in line.
But it's fun though, because I dig a concept version of that because you can get it on so many levels. It stays good. You get it and initially, but then it's the same concept and you kind of level up. You're like, oh, I use it a little better, and I use it a little better, but it's still the same thing.
But it brings you just full circle back to the circle.
Back to the circle again.
But that brings you back to just the simple things and like the building blocks of everything. That's why the basics are the shit.
And why the basics are so cool and how you can make them like extravagant, but it's still like the real simple basic thing.
And that's like people see all these cool like lapel guards and things like that. Like all of that is built off something with your body.
It's still built off the same basic connections and leverage, and
like same thing.
It's the same stuff.
Like,
it's just you just kind of plug something else in, but it's the same like stability point.
Yeah, and you're still
builds
the same weak points of the body. Like, you're going out to the back, you're going to the neck, you're still
going for the same stuff.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
just different tools or different connectors, different things. Super cool.
Wow.
That's why I think, again, Jiu Jitsu is like your fingerprint. You can make grips work for you that might not work for other people. That's why Keenan does really well with certain gripping systems and things like that. Like, he makes them work for himself, and he studies them, and he fucks them up, and that's why he
plays with them a lot. Yeah, he does a lot behind the scenes.
He makes his living online doing his guard stuff, and it's cool. Great success. But again, just permitting yourself to failure. I think that's in jiu-jitsu. Like, it's funny because it makes you confront failure with zero bullshit. You can't make an excuse.
No excuse.
Like, no, you just got held down. Nah, you just got held down. Like, oh, this is like, nah, you just got held down because you couldn't get out.
You got pinned.
It's
so about it, dude.
You did not have the escape, the technical ability or the physical ability to get out. You got held down.
Yeah. Didn't know where to put your elbow. Sorry.
So like, let's talk.
But I mean, going back to your point of using it as a framework to build coping skills.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really, safe place to fail kind of thing. But it's really cool because, like, you don't even know you're developing that ability of, you just get held down. It's frustrating as hell.
Right.
And that could happen for months. And if you keep going,
that's the hard part too.
Yeah.
Like, that same issue can be stretched out over so long.
It could be.
That's what makes it tough.
And sometimes it can come back.
Oh, yeah.
It could be gone for a while, and then
for a sec,
to get you.
put that fucker in the garage. Done.
Yeah.
Back to square one.
Like, damn it, no, But it gives you practice in how to deal with adversity, how to deal with success. It gives you these positive patterns that you can fall back on, and not even know that there's a connection until you're given the opportunity to be like, oh, there's that concept applied outside of training,
and that's like really personally gratifying to discover those. Like, and that's what I think keeps you churning along.
Yeah, it was all worth it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks. That's what I think is hard to get people to enjoy.
Everyone, I mean, they kind of take being in the moment the wrong way. Of everyone thinks being in the moment is success in the moment. Of competition, medals right now. That means so much, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's fun, but it's you got to take it a little further and say if you do what's right in the moment, the future takes care of itself, and then put that on the long game, and just let the concepts level up. Enjoy it, really enjoy it. That is.
So, example, last week I was not feeling great in terms of like coming off of like the shit or the medicine or whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna get that withdrawal.
Yeah, and I didn't want to roll. And I was like, I know I need to.
You gotta sweat it out, man.
Yeah, I was like, I need to roll. I need to move, and kind of just get into that flow state so that I could. Like, really, that's the thing, be present.
Well, we gotta turn Woody Allen off for a little bit.
Yeah, because number one thing with like my anxiety is that like I'll bury myself in my thoughts and that'll be gone.
Yeah, then the loop hits.
So I have to be very present, especially when someone's trying to snap my shit off. So
put yourself in a situation where you don't have any choice.
Yeah. So then, but that kicked off everything else. Like I rolled later that day, later that week, and then I just feel great. And now we rolled today, and it's I'm gonna go roll later. Like it's
we're on point.
And that's the thing. Like that's another thing with that shit is like. I didn't have the urgency to train as much. When I knew my anxiety was a churner to train.
That was when you're
now
it's
my test to dial back if I need to or push harder if I need to. It's within my.
Now that I understand.
Yeah.
Of anxiety used to be a big reason for training. I didn't miss training for anything.
Right.
And I mean,
dude, if you miss training, that was
that's the end of the world. You might as well die.
I'm done.
And it's a joke I have with my daughter now, is because I've very much made it a point that she needs to train, but it's not the end all be all of life. And so we'll talk about it, and sometimes we won't go to class.
Yep.
And I'll laugh at myself. I'll be like, I'm freaking out, kid.
Yeah.
I can't stand to not train. Like, I haven't gotten rid of that completely. Like, it's not like it was.
She's like, it's cool.
She's like, it's cool, Papa.
And then you're like, okay,
it's cool. I'm like, good. I at least raised you right.
Yeah,
Dang it. She's like, it's fine, Papa. We'll go on Thursday.
Yeah. See, then you're like, okay, cool.
I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
World doesn't end.
That's a well-rounded, healthy week, instead of a fucking neurotic, crazy week. Like.
Yeah. But it's funny that I don't freak out like I used to, but it's still there. I'm like, I should be doing this because I put it on the schedule.
Yeah.
But it's a fun contrast to have, especially with your kid, that they're the ones telling you to chill out. Like, you'll be fine, and she just kind of goes back to doing what she was doing. Like, it's okay.
You're like, oh wait, the world isn't burning. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Like, as an instructor too, like when people take days off or like aren't there. If they're not there for a long time, I'll be like, yeah, you cool? Like, you alright?
Yeah, you got
if they're not there for like a day or two, and they're like, oh, sorry, I missed class. I'm like, dude,
you're like,
fucking life.
Yeah, like, or you miss a week, like, don't be mad at anybody.
If you're sick or something, I'm glad you
stuff happens.
Yeah, but life, that happens. I understand. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand, but I also do understand, and I have to like flip that switch back to like, it is my life. that I
Yeah.
do this full time and all this shit. But like,
my life's a little
people
different.
People are not doing that.
Yeah.
And like, if they make the class this week, twice a week, and they're happy about it, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I love helping people on their path that way, like helping them understand that it's okay to be where they are. That was something that was hard for me to understand. I understood externally. I was like, oh, it's cool for people to be where they are. And I was like, when I was like personal training and shit. And then I was like, well, I'm not happy with where I'm at. What the fuck? So
Yeah.
that flips it back on me.
I mean, when you throw money into it, that's how you pay your bills.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a little bit harder, especially like personal training. If it's a session by session thing,
Yeah.
it's much harder to understand where someone's at when you need them to go twice a week so you can keep your heat on.
Oh, fuck yeah. Especially when you're making not enough.
When you're making nothing, yeah, that's not a good game, man. Yeah, so that's a little weird. Yeah, I guess that's a subtle change the pay structure for your trainers, freaking gyms. But yeah, that can get strange. But it's a neat concept to kind of, and we were talking about. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast about how I'm starting to get okay with rec league. That's what I always describe people that didn't train enough.
Oh yeah.
When I was younger, man, it was twice a day, every day. And I couldn't understand why no one would do that. Mm-hmm. Like, what's wrong with you? Don't you want to be better?
Right.
You know, and now I'm like, yeah, I go to Jiu Jitsu twice a week. I mean, I still train every day. You know, I'm like, that's still in me. But I'm like, yeah. And people are like, why don't you come more? I'm like,
there isn't like,
you want kids, man?
you want well-rounded kids?
Yeah. You want to do my dishes? Yeah. You know, you want to go do this thing and that thing? And you're like, yeah, this is why I only come twice a week, guys.
Yeah. That's not like shifting into it or just being like non-judgmental of it and just understanding like, hey, that's where they're at.
I enjoy the sort of karma of it because I wasn't understanding of it when I was younger.
Right.
I wasn't berating people or anything, but like there was sort of that mental like, you know,
like, oh, they're not here.
Yeah, what's wrong with them?
Yeah,
what a lame excuse. Oh, cuteness. And
cute. Then the nephew was born. I'll show you him too. He's awesome.
Got all those auxiliaries. Practice kids.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Very small.
Squish face.
Exactly.
Tiny little tiny round head too. Tiny little bullet-shaped head. Good job.
He was a C-section baby, so yeah.
Oh, C-section, little
clean head.
Easier. Tough sitting up on that though.
Yeah.
That's you got to roll to the side and do the elbow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I went and saw everyone. I was just like, hospitals suck.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah.
I mean, pregnancy and childbirth is the hardest thing a human being can do.
Dude, it's like literally insane.
Physiologically, it is the hardest thing a human being can do.
No, I'm surprised it's the miracle that people don't die all of the time. Like,
well, they used to.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you know, that's fairly recent, man.
Right, like in this.
Yeah, since the 1950s.
Right,
like
the rate
of death at childbirth and then just childhood death has dropped drastically. But bonkers. It took a lot to get there.
Yeah. It's crazy. Cool. So yeah, this was a sweet episode, kind of. Like,
yeah, kind of random.
Yeah.
Kind of happy. Yeah, I like it. How much time you got? About done?
I gotta go start teaching class here pretty soon. So.
All right, man. So we about done.
We start. Chilling down.
Chilling
don't have to rush off, but yeah.
So a little bit of a mental health episode. I'm just feeling good about it.
Yeah. No, that resurges season 1. Episode 3 or
something like that. Yeah, was it?
But then again, it's like I think Mental Health Awareness Month, so that's cool.
I think we're both a bit healthier right now.
Oh yeah.
A bit happier.
How you feel? I feel good.
I feel good, man. Yeah. I mean, the fast helped, honestly.
Yeah.
Cleared the brain up.
I'm thinking probably next week I'll probably do 4872-ish.
Yeah.
Start getting that drug out of my system more.
Yeah.
Just clearing that out. Because there's like a side effect. It's called brain zaps.
Oh, interesting.
So, and I'm experiencing that.
Yeah.
It's like when you rapidly move your head back and forth, it'll feel like a whooshing sound, or like
whoa.
That's what's happening. It's not all the time or anything, but like I'll experience that, and they say like that's the most like debilitating thing, and I'm like, that's
like,
fine then.
Whoosh, whoosh, okay,
that's
whatever.
The worst. Whatever, fuck it. Yeah, but that's just really interesting.
But that should clear up.
Yeah,
You'll get a little hormone rebalance there. And
that, and then keep my diet on point after that, and just keep my training on point. Hydration, all the good stuff.
Well,
just be nice to your brains, people.
Yeah, Yeah, we'll see.
Staying up all night, caffeine, all that shit. Like, caffeine's great. Don't get me wrong, coffee regular. Keep your coffee regular. But,
Keep coffee regular. Drink good coffee,
drink coffee. But yeah, drink good coffee.
And don't drink too much of it.
Yeah, like, just treat it like a nice thing and don't overdo it.
I was reading an article the other day about one of those, coffee's good for you, it prevents these things kind of articles. But it defined moderate coffee consumption as 4 cups a day.
Huh.
And I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, I have my nice morning cup, and that's probably about it. Like,
yeah, I mean, but it didn't specify what a cup was.
Sure.
So I have to assume that means 8 ounces.
Then, like, some coffee makers, most coffee makers, are like the 6 ounces their cup. Or whatever. So you're like, well, is it on that or 8 ounces?
Yeah, is it the 6 or is it the 8? Or, I drink 16 ounces usually.
Yeah, I probably have like 16 to 18. Like,
I'll do
20.
1 cup a day for me is a 16 ounce like medium cup.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, am I on the light consumption end?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, as a podcast, do we need to pump up our numbers?
Like, dude, I don't know. But yeah, I'm good. I don't drink coffee for caffeine, so I don't need any more.
Yeah. Like, if I miss a day or something, I'm not like curled up in a ball and dying. Like, I knew some people that would drink,
no headaches, no withdrawals.
Yeah, they would drink 2 cups or 2 pots a day. And like, what the fuck? Like, how are you alive?
Your kidneys hate you.
Yeah, like, how are you not pissing blood and like shaky? Like,
so yeah, don't go that far.
Yeah, don't do that.
But do play the drinking game.
Yeah,
which would be tough
rules.
Today. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, we got to start being a little more specific about those rules.
So, yeah, we're gonna start finalizing rules, but it's gonna be like picking out phrases and words and uses of words and stuff like that. Kind of typical drinking game shit, but you gotta pay attention. That's for sure.
Yeah, pay attention. So try today. See if you can create it out of today's episode.
Yeah, some keywords, probably like flow or flow state were used a lot.
Yeah,
Mental
or just
health.
Mental health concepts.
Yeah.
Or and
stuff like that.
Stuff like that, or like
anytime I said fuck.
Possibly.
I say that a lot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's a good frame.
That'll work. So you can pick your cues out.
Yeah.
And sip, and it's delicious.
Yeah, but have yourself some nice coffee, and as always, keep coffee regular.
Yeah, peace in, y'all.
Peace.